My name is Kylie Littrell, and I was in the U.S. Navy active duty, and I was an E3.
How long did you serve?
I served 4 years active duty and 4 years reserve.
What were the years that you served?
From 1995 to 1999.
And what inspired you to join?
Well, I joined about a year after I got out of high school, and I knew that the opportunities that I had at that time just weren't a lot, and I was from a small town, and I was the oldest one in my family, and I wanted something different. I wanted something different than what I kind of was being steered towards. So,
Were any family members previous military or?
some extended family, but just like my stepfather's father and like my grandmother's uncle, like that kind of thing. Nothing really close.
Was it what you were expecting?
I had a recruiter that kind of just told me how it really was, and not a lot of people get that. And so I didn't pack a whole suitcase. I just took a backpack, and I knew kind of what was going to happen. So,
Okay.
and it was really hot. I went to Great Lakes, Illinois, so it was really hot, humid at that time. As hard as you think boot camp is going to be, it's harder. So you're running all the time. And so I am very short. You probably can't tell on video, but I'm really short. And so I was at the end of the marching, and I had to be a road guard. And so what that means is you run all the way up to the front of the group at every crossing, and you make sure that traffic is stopped, which there's never any traffic, but you have to do this. And then you run up to the back just to catch up, and then you have to do that every time. And I'm really short and I can't run fast, but you have to run all the time. So it's just, it's mental. It's very mental. You have to be, they're just trying to break you and rebuild you to be strong. So that's what I would say, is just be strong. No, it's just mental. You're going to get through it. And you're already sad when you're in boot camp, because you're away from your family, you're away from everything you know, everything's different, people are yelling at you.
Where were you stationed?
So boot camp was there, and then I was stationed in Point Loma, California. So it's kind of outside of San Diego.
And did you go overseas at all?
I didn't. I had shore duty, and I met someone while I was in the military, which is what most people do. And then we had a relationship and got married, and so he was on sea duty and I was on shore duty.
And do you have kids?
I do. I have 3 kids.
Are they serving?
I actually have one who just joined last year, and she is my middle child, and she'll tell you. But she is actually still in school, so she had to sign up for 6 years because she's in nuke school. So she has 2 years of training to do that job, and then she starts her 4 years active duty.
Oh, okay.
So hers is a 6-year enlistment.
And did you say Navy also?
Yes, of course. She thought about other ones, but she went Navy. And so, of course, I'm Navy, and then her father is Navy, and then her grandfather on her father's side, her paternal grandfather, is also Navy. So
cool.
It's a family thing.
How did you feel when she told you that she wanted to do this?
I felt good because we're in a very small town, and there's nothing wrong with the large jobs that are here, but there's other opportunities out in the world. And so I always want my kids to see the world before they decide who they want to be and what they want to be. So,
do you think she'll get a lot of those opportunities by serving?
Yeah, I think so. And she's really excited. She let me know a little while ago that she signed up to be on an all-male sub. So she has to go through an additional training to do that. And so I'm excited for her, because I like to do things that are outside the norm, and I like that she also does that. So we're not girly girls. We can be girly, but we like to do things that are challenging. So
Very nice. Yeah,
Yes.
that's good. Yeah, it makes you stronger, doesn't it?
Yes. Adversity.
Yes. Yes.
I know my daughter struggled being in boot camp for 9 weeks because she couldn't have her phone. And so kids nowadays, I know I'm talking like I'm so old, but kids are so plugged in right now that it'd be a great challenge to disconnect a little bit if you're going to go off to boot camp, because people are on their phones all the time, even adults. So that's the only advice if you're going off to boot camp. I recommend doing a detox of putting your phone away.
That's really good advice.
Yes, yes.
Because I think we go to that a lot when we are in situations that are stressful or something. You know, so if somebody's yelling at you,
Right.
a lot of people would go straight to their phone to escape.
Escape, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Are there any other ways that your service affected your family?
Because of that, I moved back here where that spouse was from. And so we got the really small town feel. But I was close with his family, so the kids grew up with that family, but I grew away from my family because we didn't get back there very often. It's a long drive, a long couple flights. So it pulled me away from my family a little bit.
You changed from regular Navy to reserve? Right?
Inactive reserve. So I was just on call.
And so was that just after the time that you served, and then that's like an automatic thing, or?
Everybody signs up for something different. So mine was just 4 and 4. So 4 years active, 4 years inactive. So
Inactive reserves means that you don't have to go every
right.
so often. You just
Correct.
go if they need you.
Right. So you're just on call. So if war broke out, they would call you. So active reserves is you go the 2 weeks in the summer and 1 weekend a month, I think. I don't know if it's still the same, but.
And you signed up for that at the beginning?
Mm-hmm. From the military, I went over to the Forest Service and I worked there for about 15 years. Because if you go from military service to any kind of federal service, that on the civilian side, then you get extra points for your serving. So it puts you like on the top of all the application lists and all the hiring lists, which is really nice. You get bonus points. And then from there, I realized that I wanted to help people a lot more. So nonprofit is where I love to be.
You've done a lot for your country, haven't you? And now you're doing a lot for your community.
I like to think so.
That's awesome.
It gives you a good compass for, kind of the rest of your life. That's what I think. It gives you some good skills, and they call them knowledge, skills, and abilities, some KSAs. And that kind of steers you and gives you some core things to work for in your future. I want everybody to be proud to be an American, of course.
Yeah.
But I think everybody should have some kind of service, and that way they can, I don't know, I think it just only strengthens you and who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Gives you some individualism too. So you're not just, you don't live at home for 50 years. It gives you a chance to see other ways of life, other people. So, that was a great thing about being in the military, is just the diversity. You have people coming from all over the place, and I would have never met them if I just stayed in my little town.
Do you think it builds empathy and compassion?
I think so.
It's the 75th anniversary of women in the military.
Yay.
And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Even the need to have signed anything saying that women can be allowed in the military. How do you feel about that whole situation?
I've always been challenged with the thought that there aren't equal rights in the world, because I know a lot of people struggle with that. And in my brain, I think that girls can do anything boys can do. So we're really strong as women. And so I find that really hard. I mean, women have always served in some capacity, even when they weren't really supposed to. We've always been there. We've always met the challenges. And so I think I think it's great. I think it's great that, boundaries are pushed, and we're not quite there yet. So you can do most jobs, not every job. And so I think we're getting closer, and I think it's, the rules have changed a lot. I've been out for, 25-ish years or 24 years. And so things have changed a lot even since I've been in. And so the rules are being, changed a lot. And so I think that's important just for everybody. Whoever wants to serve, it shouldn't matter. I think they're aware of things. I think they've put some new laws into effect recently about things like mental health. And I love how the uniforms have changed. So now everybody is the same. You don't have to wear girl uniforms. And it's more just a standard uniform. So I love that. Thank a veteran. They did a lot and they sacrificed a lot, and you'll never know. It was tough while I was in, but I look back and I think I'm really glad that I did that.